All right, what's up, everybody? It's Nickolas Wildstar. I'm here with Brother Reverend, Dr. Reverend Floyd Harris Jr., who is a Reverend here at New Life for New Hope, or New Light for New Life Church of God here in Fresno. I did get that correct, right? All right, cool. He's a very distinguished gentleman that has plenty of titles, so I just want to make sure that I get it all correct. But we're here because he is actually running for mayor as well, and I wanted to talk to him about his campaign. So I just want to shift things away from me for a moment and talk to Brother Harris right here. And if you could really quickly just introduce yourself to the viewers and the people out there watching.
Hello.
And if you could tell us a little bit about your history as a resident in Fresno.
My name is Reverend Dr. Floyd Harris Jr. I resided in West Fresno for 49 years. I've lived in the Walnut Gardens area, which is Jensen and Walnut, which is called Walnut Gardens. My grandmother and grandfather moved out here from Arkansas back in the 1950s. And so I've been here ever since. I was born in '70. And so my grandmother, which just passed about 2 weeks ago, rest in peace. I blame her for who I am. And she used to take me to meetings in Walnut Gardens. And what was interesting was I didn't know why all these old people were shouting at these white people, and I didn't know who the white people were, but as I got older, I found out they were city officials. During that time, we had no garbage pickups, we had no sidewalks, we had no street lights, and during that tenure, my grandmother was advocating for us to get sidewalks and street lights and garbage, and I remember she used to tell me to go in the backyard and dig a hole, and she would come out with the trash and dump it, and she would burn it, and then she would cover it up, because we didn't have the services that we needed, like those of other parts of the city. And so from there, one day I just decided, instead of knocking over chairs, 8, 9 years old, to listen. And I come to find out that our people, my grandmother, did not have the quality of life as those in other parts of the city. And so she was an advocate for our community. And I know that her spirit went inside of me to keep her legacy going here in the community. I'm an international civil rights leader. I was with Reverend Sharpton for about 10 years. This is like 25 years ago.
And that's with the National Action Network?
Yeah, at that time. He made me the local president, then he made me the state president. I branched off on my own, and I worked with Jesse Jackson, all of the heavy hitters across the country. And so I learned a lot. I advocated for different people across the world and dealt with police brutality, environmental racism, and things like that. Then I founded my own civil rights organization called National Network in Action, which we pretty much do the same as the NAACP and things like that. So, being in West Fresno, there's nothing I have not seen. From environmental racism to dysfunctional public education system, the school districts, the police brutality, the jails, the prisons, and everything. And so, and then getting into the ministry, like Dr. King. Dr. King, he was able to take the pulpit that's inside the church, put it on the sidewalk, take the sidewalk, put it inside the church. And so he was able to maneuver for equality that we were supposed to have, that we didn't have. And so he did a lot of work. He's one of the best organizers we had in the country. Well, it's not taking anything from anyone else, but he did a lot of, he had a non-violent approach, and, Malcolm had a different approach. But they were going down 2 different bridges to get to the same location. Exactly. And so I think both of them complemented each other. But here in Fresno, I've seen so much go on, and from Operation Rezone to city council people taking money from developers to the FBI coming in. That was probably 25 years ago, but it just shows that as a community we have to be on top of our community about issues and things that go on.
Exactly.
Malcolm X said that, you know, we have to control the politics, we have to own the businesses, we have to own the economic development that goes in our community. And right now, we don't do that. Because that as whatever terminology you want to use, African or black or whatever, that we're the minority.
Yeah.
But even saying that we're the minority, we have a lot of influence, right, with decisions are being made and things like that. And so, you know, the motto that I use, well, you see it right there. I'm the founder of Fresno
Freedom School.
Educate, motivate, energize, organize, and mobilize to take our youth and community to a higher level. So I feel that, you know, being in the civil rights for over 39 years, that each one of those, education, motivate, energize, organize, they all have their own way of mobilizing people to push them into action.
Right.
But again, there's a lot of fear here in Fresno. There's a lot of
and fear mongering too by the police, especially.
Yeah. I mean, for me, people, I was doing neighborhood watch, and I'll say this real quick. I don't really have a lot of time. I was the chairperson of neighborhood watch, and how I got involved in the movement here in the community, in the country, was that, you know, I had my little babies in the car. The car stopped. The cops doing a sting. They came over. What are you doing? I said, I'm having trouble. You know, get this car out of here right now. And I knew the guy. You know, I'd seen him at neighborhood watch. I didn't know his name, but I knew his face. So I think that would, you know, like, okay, I know this person, I know his name, but I do know his facial.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that I was safe. Me and my children were safe. They were like 5 and 6, and you know, get this car out of here right now. And I'm like, wait a minute. My people been telling me that this type of behavior, but see, until it happened to you, then it becomes a different narrative.
Exactly.
As long as someone else is telling the narrative, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever, or no, he must have did something wrong. But when it happened to me and my children, I'm like, wait a minute here.
Right.
You know? So I told my children to get a pencil, paper, so he comes back, you know, we didn't move fast enough, and he says, I told you to get this car out of here. And so right now, give me your car keys. How you talking to me in front of my children? You're a public servant here, okay?
Yeah.
You're actually supposed to be helping me.
Yeah.
With my car and my children. But
you're a grown man.
And I'm a grown man.
Respectable.
But he's talking to me like disrespecting me in front of my children in my community where I'm a taxpayer. And I'm like, no. So he called the SWAT team. He called for backup.
Are you kidding me?
He called for backup, and then I hear all these sirens hitting the corner. Boom, boom. They jump out with guns and K9 dogs, and my car surrounded, lights on. I'm like, what just happened here? And from right there, changed my life to going from neighborhood watch, watching people's houses, which was a good thing, to really understanding the cry of the community when they say, police is doing this to us. But because I was on the other side working with the police, I'm thinking they're like, you know, kind of not making it up, but kind of fudging it, but until it happened to me. And my babies could have been dead. You know, sudden move, you know, feel threatened. And they had,
that seems to be the response of the police nowadays, at least.
They had guns pointed in the car. And I was scared. And so I had a little juice on my phone. I'm calling community people to come. And they're calling, they're hurrying up. And my father showed up. He said, why are you treating him like that? He works with you guys. Yeah, we know who he is.
Wow.
So, you know, that was the change of my life, getting involved politically to understand that things are governed by policy, procedure, understanding what all that is from, you know, meetings and researching and things like that. And so that's kind of where, you know, and just advocating in this community for years, you know, I just seen a lot. And there's a lot of hurting people here.
Right, I hate to cut you off because I know you're short on time, but so is that what inspired you to actually run for mayor?
Well,
or how'd you come about that?
Well, it's kind of like boiling water, you know. I mean, you just see stuff, and like you said, and then the sanctuary, you know, we got to step up. You know, some people. Well, first of all, you got to know what you're stepping into.
Right.
But it's just been so much going on day in and day out. I mean, I'm working with a case right now where police is falsifying police reports to the DA, and then the DA, you got the probation officer, and it's like, because we're black, we're gang members. Right. I look like a gang member right now. Yeah, really. Presumably. If the police pull me out my car, they'll say, are you on parole, probation, or any guns in the car, you're a drug dealer, where you coming from? See, I don't think people are asked those questions in North Fresno.
Of course, no.
South, north of Shaw, they're not, get on the curb, and I'm like, why do I have to get on the curb? Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, do you know who you work for? Right. Well, I work for the city. No, you're employed by the city. Right. You work for me. Yeah. I'm the taxpayer. I pay your mortgage. I pay your salary. I pay your kids to go to. See, so we have to change the narrative of folks to understand what our purpose is as people in our community.
Exactly.
And we have to teach that. We're not teaching that. Individuals know that, but we have to teach that with authority so people can be confident to understand. No, I have a right to disagree with how I'm being treated.
He ain't lying.
I have a right, a constitutional right, to say, hey, you need to treat me with dignity and respect here, officer. Yeah. So but it goes on south of Shaw. It's a whole different world.
So you mentioned minorities, and one thing about, I guess, being considered a minority in this country is right, especially when we're actually the majority.
We're the majority. I mean, we've always been
the minority in this country, based on race, I guess. But because of that, we are expected to always vote for Democrats, and vote based on our political affiliation. So, is there any political organization that you are associated with, or political party?
I'm a member of the West Fresno Democratic Club. Our presiding president is Allen Reed.
Okay.
She's been there. Well, let me go back. I'm the first presiding president of the club, and then it had some members afterwards. But she started. I'm affiliated, with
okay,
and help her out.
So, because of that, do you think that any of those political ideas will help shape your policies once you get into office?
Yeah, it's an education piece, because if people don't understand, what my people want, you have to walk in the shoe. I mean, you have to understand when people are saying, well, like I said today, I'm smelling dead animals.
Yeah.
24 hours a day here, That's a policy issue. You know what I'm saying? Who's over the policy issue? Who's responsible for that, People here should not have to smell dead animals.
You're right about that. Yeah.
But we do. Yeah. So that's the piece that we have to negotiate and talk about. But it's political because they have all the money. They have their attorneys. But again, there's a moral obligation to do the right thing.
Exactly.
And that's what's not happening here in Fresno. We're not talking about morals. Yeah. We're just talking about, we just can't do it. No, we have a moral responsibility to take care of those who are less fortunate. And specifically being ran over. And that's what's happening here in West Fresno.
So when you talk about moral responsibility, just to segue from that and us being taxpayers and, it being our money, do you know how much in unfunded liabilities that we have here in the city, and how do you plan on tackling that once in office?
Well, we have a team of people that does our research and things like that, and to look at the numbers. Because at the end of the day, it's about numbers to some people. Right. But I think that, doing the research, because anybody can hide money in government. Yeah. I mean, I'm a former school district trustee, and people can move monies around and this and that, and, okay, so where's this money at? Where that money at? Where did it go? So, again, that's why you have to have audits and things like that. Because the people, prior to you getting in office, you can see a number right here, doesn't mean that's the right number. Mm-hmm. You have to go back 4, 5, 6 years and look at, okay, let me see the audits, let me see the da-da-da-da. and see is that number real. So I mean, it's.
But a lot of that is right in front of our faces. For instance, with what is it, Deputy Police Chief Keith Foster that was arrested for trafficking drugs through the police department. He got to retire before he went to jail, which means he now will be collecting a pension, a 6-figure pension. You know what I'm saying? Once he gets out of prison. So that's money that we're paying, taxpayers' money is going towards paying this corrupt culture. So with that being said, what'd you say?
I said they see.
Yeah.
It's like this, is that, police whole ideology is to come into our community with bounce houses and hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
To lose your focus off of what the real issues are.
So how do you think you'll be able to keep corruption out of the police force and out of City Hall? Because the roots go deep here in Fresno.
You can't even do it in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, but we gotta clean it. We gotta drain the swamp here in Fresno first, right? It starts first here at home.
Oh my goodness. Man.
But yeah, we gotta definitely start cleaning up the corruption, because that is a concern in the community, especially with the police shootings.
Yeah, I've done many. You can go to you probably done your research on that, right? But I mean, how do you? So my process is, how do you shoot someone that's unarmed?
Right.
And then you say, I felt threatened, but there's nothing you feel threatened about.
Right.
And then we turn around and say, well, we're gonna put them on administrative leave of pay. So they go fishing, go bowling, we got a dead person here. And then it's like, we do an investigation. It's unfounded, it's justifiable shooting. Here's the problem. The problem is we have a lot of back scratching going on.
Yeah.
When you have the chief of police endorsing a DA.
Yeah.
Your job's here.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the chief of police endorsing a DA.
Who's also
is district attorney.
Yeah.
Then you say, well, but the district attorney is the one that's supposed to investigate the police shooting.
Exactly.
So who do you think their loyalty is going to be?
Right.
It has to be to the person that endorsed you, not the community.
Right.
See, we've lost the community in this whole narrative here.
Yeah.
And that's the piece of why it's important. Now you got the district attorney endorsing the chief of police.
Yeah. They're scratching each other's back.
So you got all this back scratching going on, but where's the accountability? Where's that conversation coming now about, shouldn't it be illegal to?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. I couldn't agree with you more. And, I mean, once you're mayor, of course, you'll be able to hold them accountable. Hopefully. And as mayor, what are some of the ways that residents can expect for you to improve their lives?
We have to engage people. See, the concept of Fresno, ever since my grandmother was, that meeting I was telling you about earlier, that I used to go to as a kid, it's not built from the bottom up, it's built from the top down.
Right. The trickle down economics they tell us about.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the people who are being affected by the decisions that the people at the top are making about even our youth right now, right? And that's a big piece with me with our campaign, as I want the youth, okay? Because the youth are the one that has to deal with the decision makers up there, but they don't have the political power, the will, the muscle to address them up there. So how we do it? We bring them to the table. I mean, it doesn't, see, in me, it's not about what you have on. It's not about if you're pushing a shopping cart. It's not about if you're driving a Benz. Everyone has a right to be at the table to talk about what is affecting them. And this is an education piece. And that's the piece right there that I feel is missing. That hand-selected people are being selected to come to the table to talk about the illness and conditions of a community that's second in the nation for poverty.
Yeah.
But the people that are in poverty, that's being affected, is never welcome to the table to help figure out how can I be a part of this and engage in this process to help get us off that second of poverty in the nation. Yeah. See, no one's running for office. I said, no, I know all the people. I know. We have to come to the table with dignity and respect, so people can have a voice to talk about how they feel about the changes that they.
Yeah, when people of the community's voices are feeling excluded, that's definitely not going to, make us feel more part of that community, So, do you have any ideas on how to fix the homeless crisis? And if so, what are they? Oh, I appreciate it.
Man,
Bless you.
there was so much money that came down from HUD to the city of Fresno years ago.
Yes.
Went to salaries.
Mm-hmm.
Went to salaries. And then when HUD started asking to give an account for the money, come to find out the city manager spent it on salaries. See, again, where's the accountability? You see what I'm saying? So, those people like the Housing Authority, people like the Housing Authority, the Board of Supervisors, they all have tell them I'm almost finished. They have a moral obligation to come to the table for us to be able to find the solutions to the problem. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This whole homeless piece that's going on was initiated by Alan Ochman when he was mayor. He was the one who started tearing down the encampments. Now, you know, as I know, that when you went to the election office, you have to put your hand up.
Yeah.
And do this oath.
Yes, absolutely.
You did,
of course. Every candidate has to swear to uphold the United States Constitution.
If you listen to what you have to repeat, it said, I don't remember verbatim, but it says something about upholding the U.S. Constitution. Mm-hmm. That means civil rights and human rights.
Of course.
Well, that ain't happening in Fresno because all the civil and human rights have been violated by those who took oath for this city. Yeah. So to me, they should be arrested.
Right. Yeah, because they're not upholding their oath.
That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So the community has to, but see, I recall politicians. When you violate that oath, that's our opportunity to show that we disagree. We thought you were who you said you were.
Right.
But your actions are saying different. So therefore, we're going to recall you. See, our community doesn't understand the power of recall. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Yes, it costs money. But it's costing you more money for a corrupt politician to be in office. Exactly. And it's hurting people. Right. You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand what does that Constitution mean and what recourse do we have. I don't care if it's me. Yeah. Okay? If I get in office and I start doing all this silly stuff and just ridiculous stuff, the community has a right to recall me because I violated my oath. Exactly. And that's what has happened in Fresno. Right. They have violated their oath. They have cost the city millions of dollars, tearing down encampments, lawsuits, and all this other type of silliness. Mm-hmm. But then if you look at the community, our parks look like a desert. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So the money's a thing. It's just messy. It's just messy.
So since you mentioned the Constitution, are you a constitutionalist?
Oh, man.
Because that does play a role in, your role as mayor.
Define constitutionalist for me.
Someone that is going to uphold the Constitution, as said.
I uphold it now, and I come up under fire, and I'm not even a constitutionalist.
Right, it's not the job to uphold the Constitution.
And I tell people this: I don't even want to be a politician. I want to be a servant. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want to be servitude. That's what I want boots on the streets. If I become a mayor, it's gonna be hard to keep me in office. Because I like being amongst the people. I like talking to people. I like to see what's going on, how you feeling, Right. They're like, where's Reverend Harris? Well, y'all in the community here. Well, why ain't in the office? It's because I feel that in order for us to know people, to understand what they're going through, we have to be around them. Absolutely. And I don't feel politics. You hear this all the time. People get in office. People get in office. Oh, well, they send that little postcard. Vote for me. Vote for me. Yeah. and then all of a sudden you don't hear from them till the
That's how I voted for you.
next election.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I want to be a hands-on. You see what I'm saying? When I say hands-on, I'm talking about in the streets.
Yes.
You know, police probably think I'm trying to do something wrong if I'm in the streets so much because who is this guy? Well, he's your boss a bit. Well, he's always out in the community.
And that's good. That's what we the people want to see is a mayor that's going to be actually involved in the community. So
Even in my church, it's hard for me to keep me in the church. Like on Sundays, we'll be out in the community right now.
all right. So both Jerry Dyer and Andrew Jans have a reputation on being tough on crime. Are you going to be tough on crime, and how will you make sure that the people of the city are protected if you become mayor?
Tough on crime. I wouldn't say tough on corruption. But to answer the question, I think the police department, some of the money needs to be rediverted to the community. I mean, it's like you have all this money, the community's not safe. You got all these spots to get out. So, but we have people in the community that knows the community, knows the brothers in the streets, the sisters in the streets, know the children at the Boys and Girls Club, know from all the little parts.
So there's a better way to deal with gang violence.
There's a better way, and it's called building relationships.
Exactly.
Stop calling people terrorists. Okay, now if you go to YouTube, you'll see put in Reverend Harris terrorists. I believe it was Duncan who made, I believe it was him, made the statement that called blacks terrorists in the city. And I took him on nationally, right? Because you don't have a right to call black people terrorists. I don't care what they've done. We haven't hung nobody. We don't walk around with sheets.
We don't terrorize.
We don't terrorize. We're humble people. But we have things that happen in each race that's unfortunate. But no politician has a right to run for office and to label someone a terrorist in their community just because you use white privilege to say, oh, well, I can do this because I want to run for mayor. And it's like, you know, I think things have to be called out, but yet educate one another about why that's not good to do.
Exactly.
And that's what I do. I don't mind, you know, taking the hits. I don't mind because I believe in bringing people together, regardless of what people say about me. Bringing people together, because if we don't come together and we stay segregated like we are, North Fresno, Northeast Fresno, Southeast Fresno, West Fresno, Power District, that's all segregated. You know what I'm saying? We're in four corners of a community. Why we just can't say Fresno, get along, let's come to the table, let's talk about the disparity, the folks being marginalized in this community, and come up with a plan instead of just saying, oh, those people, that people.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that.
And a lot of the divisiveness has to do with money, you know, classism, especially between the North and South Fresno, like you said, and, you know, with the political system, it's very flooded with, you know, millions of dollars, political campaigns across the country. So Jerry Dyer, of course, has, I believe, $250,000, $500,000 at this point, you know, in the bank.
Where did he get it all from?
I want to know the same thing. Andrew Jans, the same thing. Well, they have their political parties. You got, you know, Dyers, he's a Republican, so you got the conservatives pouring money into him, and then you have Jans, who's a Democrat. And you have the Democrats and the supposed liberals pouring money into him. So for us to want to get money out of politics, since we see that being a big influencing factor, how much money do you have in campaign funds, and where did you get your money from?
You know what? I told our people this. I said, if it takes money to do everything, to live, to eat, to drive the car. But in my heart, it's not about campaigning. It's about the people that's being hurt. Mm-hmm. Now people say, well, Reverend Harris, you crazy again because I think outside the box. Yeah, we get yard signs. Yeah, we get brochures. Yes, we get this. But I'm not a man that walks around with a clearance tag on to say I'm for sale.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's where it cuts with me. I don't care if Dyer has a diesel truck full of money. It doesn't matter to me. Why? Because the people who understand as being oppressed and oppressed, that money don't mean nothing to them.
Right.
Jan, he could have a basketball stadium full of money. That doesn't make it. What happens? People want to see the heart now. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll raise money, whatever, but it's not about buying your way here.
But that's the way the political
That's
system
the way the political system is.
You know?
But because you have to understand that somebody told me that Harris Ranch gave Dyer some money or something. He's a big time Republican out there, you know, the big cows and all that stuff. You have to understand the dots. Well, Darling Enterprise is a place that cooks the dead animals. Mm. Animals die on Harris Ranch. Mm-hmm. Darling come pick it up, take it to the plant, process, pollutes our community. They all getting paid, we getting sick.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So those are the connections, and now Harris gives Dyer write a big check because now you're obligated to me.
Right.
I want to be obligated to the people who's being hurt. People who, middle class, upper class, or whatever the case may be, you represent everybody. But for too long, the iron foot has been on poor people. There's more voters north to south of Shaw, but because they're marginalized, they're trying to survive, they don't have hope, they don't see a leader that's ready to put themselves out there for them. Then north of Shaw wins all the time.
Yeah, every single time.
So, you know, you can put up all the billboards you want, whatever. But the people who's being affected every day, they're concerned about the heart, not your money.
Yeah. But we do need to spend a little money to win, like you said. So please donate to him in this campaign. And
yeah, all of us, we all need it.
Exactly. I certainly need it. I don't have any money. So please be sure to, where can people find more about you and your campaign?
Well, you know, I was talking to our campaign manager. They're over there working on the campaign now. You can call me, 559-790-4277.
Oh, he's old school. He said just call him, okay?
Just call me. You know, I mean, I'm just, man, I'm down to earth, man. It's like, let me tell you what I told them. Everybody, they gonna get me for saying that.
Don't say anything that's gonna get you
talking too much, Harris. Right. But I told my people, I said, you know, I understand, like, you gotta go before groups and they want to hear your thoughts and, you know, what you stand for and all that. And that should happen, and I've been doing that. But I said, I want their heart. You gotta get this endorsement from this group, that endorsement from this group. And it's like, okay, so now I'm an endorsement person. Mm-hmm. Is that what this is about?
Yeah.
And if I don't get their endorsement, then that means I'm nobody? No. I'll go talk, but I'm not coming here to get your endorsement. Mm-hmm. I mean, no disrespect to no one or your group. It's just that I don't want people to feel that, you know, I'm just someone can be bought. I'm about the people. I'm about those who are rich, those who are poor, those who are middle class, and I want to bring all those groups together, including our clergy people, because they're fragmented too. Yeah. You know, and they have even a bigger moral responsibility to deal with our community for us coming in, trying to help with the home. There was a church in San Francisco, open their doors to let the homeless come. That was humanity. Mm-hmm. It's cold in San Francisco. Right? I mean, is your church gonna, you know, go out of business because you let 50 people coming out the door? Right. See, that's the type of approach I want to have a conversation with different groups. How, you know, And then once we get folks in a central location, they bring the services there. The county has a lot of responsibility for mental health. But you know what they do? They cut mental health and fund the jail.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So those are the conversations I'm
get
going to
mental health while they're in jail.
Exactly. Now they're building a new jail. I'm like, okay, well, in a brand new jail, but yet we still get all these folks. It's almost to the point to where people, I hate to say that, but to get out of the cold, it's almost better to be in jail.
That's the way it is. And when you talk to homeless people, that's what they'll tell you.
It's better to be in jail. Not that you committed a crime, but just to get out of the cold.
Right.
Because we don't have the infrastructure and the moral understanding of, listen, I'm going to be quiet. I just preached it. I'm going to say something.
I don't want to judge too long, yeah.
Poor People's Campaign came to Fresno. You probably remember that a couple of months ago, 6 7. I was the lead person of Reverend Floyd Harris East Coast. And to talk about, to bring people together to talk about the issue. We had a hearing. So what I told our people was, I want you to set chairs out there with all of our politician names on it. Now this is deep when I'm about to tell you. City council, mayor, board of supervisors, all the chairs with their names out there. Accountability. We sent them letters inviting them to come. Come and listen to the people. Come and listen to those who are being oppressed. Come and listen to those who may have the solution to a problem that you're working with in your district or your office. The board of supervisors, the Fresno City Council, the mayor, and do you know when that hearing started? I had people come from LA, Sacramento, Oakland. It was a statewide hearing right here in Fresno. And do you know not one of those people who represent the taxpayers in this community, not one of them showed up.
Yeah, because they don't care. They care about your vote, so they can keep their
they want your vote.
job.
You know? So that's why I say, that hurt me.
Yeah.
That hurt me to see nobody showed up.
Absolutely.
To hear the people, see, there wouldn't be a city council, a mayor, or board of supervisors if it wasn't people.
Exactly.
So why we don't care about people? You know why? Because there's big money involved. See, it keeps jobs. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Keeping people poor.
I'm
And I'm not going to hold you any longer. Thank you so much for talking to me. I just want to say best of luck to you.
Same to you too.
All right.
I ain't got to run.
No, that was my last question anyway. Till next time, y'all.
Hey, real quick. Who's in the kitchen?
All right, y'all.
Give me that real quick. Hurry up.
Don't forget to tune in to the next video. We're going to be keeping you in touch on what's going on with.
Here we go. Fresh off the press.
Fresh off the press right
It's
there.
still hot and warm. It's still warm. You know what I'm saying? Harris, right? We're gonna bring it in. You know?
Exactly. Look forward to my man's campaign. And again, don't forget to stay tuned on what's going on here in Fresno with the Mayoral campaign. All right? So till next time, law, live, liberty, y'all. Peace.